I would say things like, "Hi, Larry. My name's Dutch. This is our little company. This is what we're doing. I'm really glad you're a friend of Mike's and David's. Do you mind if I just ask you a few questions? You're obviously the expert." And then I would say, like, "Larry, I don't know anything about what I'm asking you about. I'm just really trying to learn." And when you disclose openly and honestly that you are a student at best and you know nothing, and you become very vulnerable, I found most everyone to be highly acceptable of that. And to say, "Hey, young man, I'll help you."
So, okay, so you're learning, you're going through this process of learning.
Yep.
How did you strike gold?
Well, I didn't at first. It was a pretty hard thing. But what happened was we had some unions that took a chance.
Wow.
That said, "Hey, we're in New York City. We're paying way too much money to Empire.
We're paying the 90,000, yeah.
And what we want to do is we want to pay less.
Yeah.
And you have a solution for that." And it required tech, which then I had to go out and find some guys to build some tech. It required immense amounts of education. Now today, all these challenges are solved, right? But back then it was, you're a patient, you go to a hospital surgery center in New York City, and you give them your insurance card. And then that's it.
Yeah.
Like that's it, it's over. They send you a bill or they tell you, "Hey, your deductible is $200, and you give them your credit card or write them a check. That's the way it's done. What I had to convince the union members of was, you got to call the union hall first, and the union hall is going to make your appointment, and the union hall is going to make sure that you don't have to show your insurance card. And if they ask you for your insurance card, do not show it, because we're doing a direct deal."
Yeah, we're going to contract for that operation for you. So
for a set price.
For a set price. So negotiate. So there's so many potential procedures. Do you just focus in on one procedure or a family of procedures, and that's it for the deal, the direct deal you do between the two?
Well, at the beginning, I just did very few procedures.
Gotcha.
Very few. What I realized going forward was I could get all of the data.
Okay.
So when you're a self-funded company, and self-funded just means
you're paying your own insurance.
You are paying.
Yeah.
You have essentially built a health plan, and your employees are members,
right?
And you're the fiduciary.
Yeah.
And so when that occurs, by the way, if you ask, you can ask highly educated people, "Hey, do you know what a self-funded health plan is?" They go, "No idea."
Yeah, we did some technology for Aetna.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we did a very extensive, a very extensive consultation for Aetna, who built their own technology. And we discovered that Aetna was building the same technology in two different places, and they were competing with each other. This is a true story, and we had to help them resolve which was the better technology and which way to go. But that's a whole nother story. But but where's your money? You take a percentage of the expense.
So here's what I did. I added a 15% fee
to
the
what
procedure.
You were doing.
Yeah.
And you were providing the tech. You were providing the
directory so that the patients could find where they wanted to go, and the tech to make it work. So the employer, again, we've solved all these problems today, but at the time, the employer had an ERISA account that they sent premiums to the insurer.
You were inventing this thing, but a lot of other people were inventing similar things throughout the country.
So in 2014, Carum started, which is, the interesting thing is they were just down the street from me when I moved to San Francisco.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we moved I was in Burlingame, they're 15 minutes away, south.
How did you get from New York City to Burlingame?
What happened? So I'm in New York City. It's 2009, 10.
Yeah.
And I realized, okay, I'm from the Netherlands. This is no place in the United States has ever been more home to me than New York City.
Yeah.
But I realize this is not the place for me.
Yeah.
If you want to make a healthcare company work, you have to go where people are open to new ideas.
Right.
And so I say to myself, well, like, okay, like you gotta move.
Yeah.
But I visit San Francisco and I don't love it.
Yeah.
They like everyone told me that San Francisco and New York were the same. Like, oh, you're gonna love it. It's the same.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, it's not the same.
Not
It's not even close.
I'm aligned with you. By the way, Burlingame is an interesting little town. It's right.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it's right next to San Francisco Airport.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funky. It's really nice. Yeah.
A lot of people that would hold the similar views to me were there.
Right.
You could get down to Palo Alto real fast.
Yes.
And Mountain View.
Yes. And the city.
But I had an office in the city. I was at 945 Bryant,
Okay.
which for people that know San Francisco, they know that that's next to Airbnb and the REI store. I shared a parking lot with REI. And so I moved there and I just start meeting a good amount of people.
So how does this company do? Does it flourish?
Yes.
It
Yes,
flourishes.
it flourishes, especially the first 4 or 5 years. Yeah, it does really well.
And then what did you do with the company? Now
So-
you're a real entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You've built a very
Yeah.
significant company.
So
What happened?
2000, I started in 2009. By 2012, I sell it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You sell out completely?
Sell it out completely. Yeah. This is the one I told you, like, it didn't go so great.
Yeah.
It was an insurance carrier that
Yeah.
I thought I was probably naive. They probably showed me who they were and I didn't. I thought, and I still think today, that if you're in a position to transition from being a dominant player in a very big market, that you could take the rest of the market. You got to remember, insurance companies work on a state-by-state basis. They're
Right,
not
right.
national. So I thought this company, in order to grow to 48 other states, would take my idea and just knock it out of the park. And they decided not to do that, and I decided to say thank you and leave.
So you did an earn out that didn't earn out.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
paid me a little bit, but
I've been there. It's a tough lesson to learn. The earlier you learn it in life, the better.
you know, I hear and read the stories of immediate success,
Yeah.
but I've been around so long that the real story isn't that. Those are such microscopic. When we say edge cases, they are microscopic edge cases.
The edge of the edge case.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I look at me and I go, well, you haven't done very badly for yourself, you know.
Yeah.
Have there been lean times? For sure. But that's just because I need the capital to build, and I can't use the capital on whatever I'm desiring to spend it on at the time. But it didn't take me 3 months. I didn't have a non-compete, and I started Sano number 2. And the first one was Sano Health, and the second one was Sano Surgery.
Sano Surgery.
Yeah, so I started Sano Surgery, and I just start over. I don't have the tech anymore. I've sold all of it, but I know how to build it.
Yeah.
I know like what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think I took 2 weeks off, floated around, screwed around, did whatever I wanted to do. And I was so upset
A whole 2 weeks.
that I said,
Yeah.
I'm not done with this deal.
Yeah.
Let's start over. At the time, I realized that maybe the Bay Area isn't for me. You said you moved around a lot. There was just places in my head that I needed to go.
Yeah.
Management consulting firm needed some work done, very similar to Citibank. And they were like, hey, we don't care where you go, but we need this work done. And I had 2 business partners at the time, and they signed on. They were remote, and we all got to work remote. And so I went to Singapore
Oh, wow.
and spent 7 months in Singapore
That's very interesting.
and just hung out. Like, I didn't know anything about Singapore. I knew that it was very expensive, which I learned when I got there.
Yeah.
Like, people think San Francisco and New York are expensive. I'm like, you don't know what the word expensive
Right,
means
right.
until you show up to Singapore. So I do that.
And the tax rate in Singapore is something unbelievable. Anyway, but that.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
Like, just to give the audience an example, Like a Diet Coke is $15.
Yeah. I mean, and by the way, $3 of those or $4 of those goes to the Singapore government.
Yeah. So I go there, and then I go to London for 3.5 months, almost 4.
Right.
So I'm basically gone a year, and I decide, like, where am I going to go? I'm going to go back to New York City. So I go back, and I realize, okay, now we're going to build Sano number 2, and we're going to, like, this time I'm really going to knock it out of the park. And so I start working on Sano number 2, which we exited third quarter of 22. And
when did you start Sano number 2? What year?
2013.
So you went 2013 to 22.
Yep.
And that's when you exited.
Yeah, that's when
it was a good exit.
It was a pretty good exit. Yeah. I mean, we sold for 26.5. I own close to 80
just for color, that's 26.5 million.
Yeah.